G'day folks, and welcome back to part 4 of 4, the last part of our Cryptic Crossword collab stream, which is fun. Let me fix this. That's a little better. Okay. This needs to be fixed. There we go, that'll do. Alright, g'day TV and Taste, hope you're both well. Right, so we'll do a couple of, finish this puzzle. We've got a couple of clues left to kind of look at, these three, which we haven't done at all. And then we'll see how we go. Let's just a little bit more. Okay. There we go. Alrighty. And then we'll look at all the other ones we kind of haven't covered properly, like this one, this one, this one, right? Those three. And then there's 1, 2, 3. There's a lot going on here. And this one. So we've got those other 7, but let's look at these first. So first thing is, let's just have a look what the definition of end is. We kind of know, right? Conclusion, termination. It's also the further something, the limit or the margin. So conclusion, ending. Let's see. Ending, it's also margin, limit. I mean, clearly I think this is the way to go, right? Yeah, cease. Wind up. Wind up, wind. That could be interesting. Alright, it's a short clue. So let's also just remind ourselves of this. Right. That's what we've got so far. So you've got one hidden, one reverse hidden. So this is prime for either or both of those, right? Given we have 3 reversals, we probably would rather a hidden rather than reverse hidden, I reckon. So let's think about a hidden maybe. Which means I need to go to this and try this one. Now, this is going to be a bit stupid, isn't it? There's going to be all sorts of ridiculous things. I mean, how stupid do we want to get? I mean, could we do something really fun like a person's name with initial N or something maybe? I don't know. Either that or just in a pretty long word, right? A longer word. Okay, I mean, there's a few long words. I mean, there's obviously lots of them. What was that unword? Uncomprehendingly. Okay. Right. It's just here, right? Which is interesting. This could be tricky, I think. So maybe we try just this situation. Tricky thing is trying to work out what's can make a good surface, right? I mean, that's not one word, right? That's 3 words, but anyway. Superintendent, maybe, something like that. Like a police officer, right? So we don't use this word, right? The finish is another possibility. So we've got a few choices. Purpose, point, object, mission. Okay, yeah, the means, the goal. Okay. Yeah, goal, means, purpose. Point would be tricky. Ooh. I like this angle, definitely. Like objective of superintendent. Right? That's just a really short clue. Objective, def, of, indicator. The letters are of this phrase, this word, or this one, this one. And that just might be the best, right? Just something short and sweet. Superintendent. Because we've got, you know, quite a few longer clues, right? You know, there's a bit happening here. Yeah, we've got a few parts there happening. This one. Well, they're not super long, but I think a hidden is good here, though. Hey, Notice, welcome. How are you? Okay. end as an end goal, right? Just to clarify what angle of end we're going for. Oh, that's better. Yeah, guards. Goaltender, right? That's good surface. Yeah. It's a similar thing, but that's just way better surface. Yeah. Yeah. Goal. Yeah. That's really good. That's way better. Okay. Beautiful. Goal. And goal as an end goal, it works really nicely now. Okay. So we put a hidden in for 3 down. All right. Nice. Okay. So next, let's get rid of this one. The next one is universal. Okay. General, ubiquitous, common. Okay, so general, common. Okay. Right. All-inclusive, global, worldwide, right? Okay, so no shortage of synonyms for that aspect of it. That's to everyone. Existing everywhere. Okay. All right, now here we got more choice, right? Because we've got 9 letters as opposed to 3. Let's bring this list up again. So I said this at the end, towards the end of the last stream, but we've only got 4 anagrams, right? Now, it's worth noting that we do have an anagram or a spoonerism. We already have a spoonerism for this, right? Grout O, outgrow. That's a tricky one. What else did we? Yeah, so this one could be an anagram, potentially. This one's probably going to be a letter bank, we think. So we might get 1 or 2 out of the others, but that still only gives 5 or 6. So let's think about just what an anagram for universal looks like. Okay. All right, so we do get a few choices. Lunar Vise. I mean, Lunar's interesting. Okay, let's see partials. Because they can also trigger, you know, like longer phrases where we just delete letters and still get the full anagram. So there's alien, Elvis, rules, unravels an I, interesting, because unravels itself can be anagram, so that's interesting. And I definitely can be a few things, as this list will tell us. E, F, G, H, I, A, N, current, first person, matter number, iodine, island, right? Unit, like me, million things. Yeah, I mean, nothing's probably perfect, right? But if you've got a shout, Alien, Lunar. Alien and Luna were also possibilities. Okay, it's worth exploring all these options, right? See, this could be like dives minus D, right? Or wives. Fives. For example. This is less useful because these letters aren't the best. So forged. Okay. Anvil user. Okay. Yeah, that's a good find. For general. Yep. Right, anvil, like battle, like a general leading an army. Or blanket. Interesting. Blankets, bit of fun. Bit of fun. Can we get the 4 out of there? Switch the order. General. I like that, right? Like a full anagram is way better if you can pull it off. Yeah, I don't think this is productive. There's a lot of possibilities here. I'm liking this idea less. Okay, yeah, so just changing the def. widespread. You're looking back at the Unravels business? Electric? Can electric be used as an anagrind? That's a nice little surface, right? Electric blanket is a thing. Is electric an anagram indicator? Let's have a look. I mean, worked, charged. Exciting, charged. Absolutely, I reckon. That can work. How about that? That's nice. Right, electric is really good there for the surface and as an anagrind. That's great. Happy with that. That's good. All right, anagram 4 down. Cool. And we've got anagrams for 4 down and 6 down. This one we just need to make sure, which is our next clue to look at, that it's not an anagram, which is fine. We can do that. Knitted before. Okay. Sure. Yeah, we can put knitted. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't particularly matter what type of blanket, as long as it works for the surface. So, yeah, that's fine. A blanket's probably, you know, a thing you throw on when you're cold in winter. So, yeah, knitted's fair. Both work, but this is probably more universal. Okay. So, local. This is the last one we haven't kind of looked at all. So, no anagram here. Local is community, neighborhood, right? Regional, district. I mean, there's a million. Municipal, parish, domestic, right? Etc. Right, there's heaps there. Local, okay, yeah, restricted, contained, yep. That sort of angle. A native, a resident, a citizen. So we've got all sorts of choices here. Could we do another double def, I wonder? We've got one for 27 down, which is air, right? Quality tune, so that's fine. Could we do a double def here? Or a cryptic def? I'm sure we can work something there, right? Like restricted neighborhood or something. So let's go back to the restricted angle again. Specific, particular. Contained. Confined, contained. Okay. So certainly choices, right? If we don't go like a double def, what can we do? We got the word contained. Do we do another hidden? Hidden anagram. Hidden anagram. Haha. Interesting. This is not hidden or anagram. That's fine. We'd have to make sure this isn't hidden or anagram either. What about a hidden here? Let's just look at this for a sec. Because it's a longer word, so we might get more interesting choices with this. Potentially. So kilocalories. Probably that's also kilocalorie could work. Interesting. Plus minus S. So that's a hidden. Logical. Which is a deletion, which we have 3 deletions. We could do that. And GI obviously being a soldier. Right, now logical, you know, has a lot of synonyms too, right? Sensible, rational. I like the alliteration of sensible soldier. Right, departs. Or deployed. Is deployed a way you can delete? Probably not, right? Because that's bringing into action. It's, yeah. Not deployed? Right, because deployed's really good for surface, but doesn't really work. Departs, ing. Neighborhood or something, right? So as a deletion, that works. Right, it's logical. This guy is going, and neighborhood, def. Nuts making old gangster contained. So Al Capone. I'm not sure I get the rest though. I think I like the hidden list because to have a hidden anagram is kind of a bit boring. So I'm liking this. Exits pub. Okay. Oh, pub. Interesting. Local, like your local tavern. Ooh. That's fun. Yeah, that's good. Yep, I like it. This is not going to be here. It's going to be in the explanation bit. Okay. Vehicles, as in bar, inn, tavern. Right? Cool. That's great. The word local can be a pub is fantastic for us there. So that's a deletion. Nice. Oops. Alrighty. Beautiful. Now, so we have 3 across clues to look at, namely that we've... Now, these are all ones we've looked at. We've got 7 left, right? I think. 1, 2, 3. And then here we got 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's probably a good idea just to remind ourselves of what we've done so far, which is that. So, good variety of clue types. 5 anagrams, which is fine. We've probably got 1 or 2 more coming, so I'm happy with that number. A few containers, a few deletions, a few hiddens, reverse hidden, a couple of reversals, cryptic double, homophone, yeah. So if we can get another homophone, that'd be nice. Other than that, I think we're doing pretty well. Now here we had another anagram or a spoonerism. So sponsors, right, pays for. Spooner's episode well. Phase poor, right? That's the spoonerism there, which I don't love now looking at it. This spoonerism I like. It's tricky. So I think if you're going to have a spoonerism, you probably have one, and that's probably the only one. So my vote is to make this an anagram of raspy shouts. Right, of raspy, and then shouts, right, you buy a drink. Who agrees with that? Or we've got the word covers, right? Right, pays for covers, so covers or shouts, right? The fact that we have actually so few anagrams, I don't mind putting one more in, definitely. And 13 across an anagram, and then there's not another one until 28 across. 4 down, 6 down. So that's what I'm thinking. Because this just seems a bit clunky. Sponsors this well, I just don't like that. So I much prefer this. And then can we find a nice anagram indicator? Suffering. I think we need the right one. There's not many that would fit because of, right? And then change the order, like shouts of raspy, you know. I mean, shouts of raspy cries, you know, or something could work. So maybe the order should be this, and the anagram indicator should be here. Right, if you're raspy, what are you? Okay, let's have a look at raspy. Hoarse. Harsh. I mean, cries isn't bad. So you're thinking suffering of raspy shouts? Doesn't quite work, does it? No. All right, well, I think we need to clearly have a look at okay. So something of raspy shouts, that's what we're looking at. Or, you know, shouts of raspy something. Of could make this tricky. It might have to be a partial anagram and reversal of. Raspy stirs. Raspy buffaloes. Buffalo's a classic, right? I mean, something of raspy shouts. I mean, like correction or something of raspy shouts. Hey, Dan. Burst of. Burst, okay. Yeah, like a spate. Yeah, if you're shouting, like you can be in a tirade, a rant, a burst. Yeah. So if we do it this order, burst fits nicely. If we do it this order, something like this works here. That's a good shout. Broadcast. I mean, broadcast can be absolutely anything. Broadcast could absolutely do that, right? Or even broadcast. So one of those two absolutely works fine. You like burst? Yeah. No, burst is good. Because, again, you're trying to picture a surface, right? Like, you could absolutely, not fall ill, but like you could, stumble into, start off in a tirade of a burst of raspy shouts. Yeah. And I guess what's nice is that shouts and burst could both be the anagram indicator, right? And because the answer's not plural, that's kind of a bit tricky. Which is not bad. Shouts is the def. Burst is the anagram indicator. Cool. All right, we tidied up one of those. So anagram for 16 across. Okay, that's now 6 anagrams. Fine. Next one is this. Okay, we had quite a lot of stuff here. We kind of had an idea of this. So Neo Soul, which is a 3/4. We verified that. So new music style. unloose dance, so anagram of unloose. We said query unleash. And we had loosen and you up. So, you know, because unloose is kind of a bit clunky, but loosen up works nicely. We just have to get rid of up from this. So we had this music genre, ignoring piano, to loosen up. Yeah, so it was this minus the P, right? So def, deletion of P, but then we need an anagram indicator for this. So kind of putting all this together is what we're going for, I think. And so then we have two anagrams in a row. Age is in the middle, and that's a deletion of that. That's fine. Breaks that up. And that's not an anagram. That's a homophone. They're only one. And that's a charade, so that's fine. So the anagram here works. Right? Look, which is what we had. Loosen up dance. So let's put dance in. I think this is probably trying to do too much. And I think this does not sound good. And neo-soul is not exactly the easiest word in the world, right? So putting the def as music genre is fine. We probably don't need the comma then. What about changing the order though? Does that read better for the surface? All right, a dance music genre is something that's can be a thing. Or even loosen up, ignoring piano dance music genre. Or, you know, we could probably improve that a bit. I just think this reads better than this. So we're going to have right, that's the pass, okay. So I like this a bit more. Let's think about if we do it this way. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Oh, without piano. Interesting. Oh, playing. Ooh. Right. I just think loosen up is really good to start with. So I'm going to say that this isn't as good as what we've got. Again, if we could just get rid of this, right? Somehow change this so it's like perfectly seamless. This is decent, I think. More than decent, actually. Could just straight up get rid of it and just put playing music genre. Playing. Without piano playing. Yeah, totally. Yeah, absolutely. I actually think just getting rid of 4 here fixes it totally. I think that's absolutely fine. So it's fodder minus P and a grind and def. And it's good surface. Yeah, that's it. That's good. Done. All right. Nice. Another anagram. Fine. 7. Good. And it's good that we didn't have as many at the start, so we can freely add a couple. All right. So done. 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 Just finished. That one's done. That one I just finished. Cool. This is the last across clue. This one here. Right, it's all me. So we Googled these synonyms. So it's going to be like a phrase for the deaf, right? Now, what do we want here? Considering we've just put a few anagrams in the previous clues, we probably don't want to do that. What's absolutely not going to work? We're not going to get a spiritism or a letter bank. I mean, I think one letter bank is enough, and I think pepper dip is absolutely, you know, pride letter bank. That's fantastic. So we'll revisit that soon. Is it time for a charade? Is it time for like an odd or even letter picking situation? Right, it's just can be it's. I think this is where we have to go to one look and have a look and see. So if we just go right, all if we do all me or the other way, it's not going to work. What about okay, all the other way? Okay, Oh, you go back to this one? Okay. Is without time. Okay, hang on. Oh, you're looking at this. Okay. Yeah, we'll come back and you notice Taste just gone back to this one for a tick. And Taste, no worries. Like, don't worry about falling behind. Like, we're still going to go back and forth looking at a few other clues and We'll go at least through one final pass, definitely. So, still got a while to go. Loosen up. Playing striking piano. Interesting. That's really good too. Yeah. Striking piano music genre. Like it's vivid, right? Piano can be very vivid, like Chopin. Very vivid, flowing, technical passages, you know, with the fingers dancing. Playing is the underground. Striking is deletion. Yeah, which is even better for the surface that we're trying to get with the piano music angle. Yeah, that's really good. Awesome. All right, back we go here. So is without, so yeah, that old trick where without means around. All, every, mean one, yeah, okay. Yeah, everyone's interesting. That's really sneaky. Because it's kind of this situation. One is me. That's sneaky. I like this. If we can make this work, that would be great. Sneaky lift and separate as a double charade. This is almost perfect, right? Right, just missing the T. But is everyone, so there's, you need a T, all me, and being self-centered is, it's all me. This is almost perfect for a surface. We just need to work out how to get time in there. T for time or something, right? This one. Let's go down to T. Okay, what do we got here for T? All sorts of things. T-bone, steak, right? Model T, shirt, a ton. Yeah, something other than time, right? We got, that's why I'm looking at this. We've got choices for days. Ton, T, shirt, Model T, like a car. T-bar. Around town. Oh, everyone around town. That's good. Yeah, and T for town absolutely works, right? Right, that's a thing. It's not here, but I'm sure it's a thing. Yeah, T. Yep. Yep. Yep, yep, yep. Absolutely, that's a thing. Now, do we need a question mark for the surface? It's not a cryptic def, I don't think. Right? It's just a charade and container, but the wording of the clue is suggesting a question. Therefore, a question mark's needed for the surface, not for the wordplay. Which is a weird one. I don't think I've ever seen that, but... Okay. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, okay, the question mark does enough then to go to both aspects, right? Both for the surface, it's asking a question, but also it's the lift and separate, and if you're being self-centered, you know, like being self-centered, if you define it ordinarily, you'd be looking for something like selfish, you know, arrogant. But it's all me as a phrase. And so maybe the question mark is warranted in both aspects there, I think. That's good. Yeah, that's really good. Nice. So, charade, container. Nice, nice, nice. This is good. Cool. All right, so beautiful. That's all the across clues done. We've got this one. 2. 3, 4. Right, 4 left. Now, here we had either bar exterior, right, bar in, exterior, EXT, counter not, so reversal not circular, and it's a themed answer that has no def, right, because it's really hard to define in next to no, because it's part of a phrase. So we have special instructions where there are 4 such clues, namely in the fullness of, in next to no, now is the perfect, and what was the other one? Sense of. No. What were the other ones? Place in, right? It's just such a perfect homophone that, yeah, we decided not to put that in. We couldn't make like enter or something work. So we had that. Or we had bar exterior counter not center for T totals. Right? There's the center for T totals as the O. So it's the same wordplay, it's just slightly different. I kind of just think this is better. Right, it's just simply saying, hey, the outside of the counter on the bar outside is not circular. You know, it's just, that's fine. Oh, 9A. Okay, parade or ride. That's, yeah, fair. I mean, that's shouldn't take too long to work out, right? Now, this was tricky, right? August, like August, respected, impressive. That's a tricky thing. So we made it an easy thing, right? Somewhat, hidden, backtracking, reversal. And it's either N, OT, ED, parade, or ride. Somewhat backtracking, parade to Newcastle, or ride to Newcastle. Okay, I think we need to ride a bit more. Okay, or something else. Yeah, that has ending in DE. Backtracking on ride to. Yeah, I was going to say something seems a bit backtracking on. Just felt like it was missing something. And in each case, there's your reversal. I think right generically just fits better. On, okay. Well, backtracking is a reversal. On as the container. August, backtracking in ride to Newcastle. Yeah, I agree getting rid of somewhat is better. Alright, so I think we're probably agreeing that it's ride, not parade. Let's try... On ride to Newcastle, I don't think that works. Backtracking in... I'm just going to look at some container indicators here. Just to absolutely get my... onboard for... Okay, yeah. So this is... Hit me with some ideas. This is good. Backtracking onboard. Yeah, see? Yeah, from would work too, but onboard is better, I think. Onboard. Let's just Google onboard def for a second. Just to convince ourselves. Available or situated on. Oh, interesting. Adjective or preposition. Backing out of. So the of is the hidden, the container indicator, right? Now, just got to be careful. Guards, fine. And then what's the other one? We had 14 down. Fragment of, right? We got of here. And I think fragment of this is good for this, right? So we want maybe not to use of. No, it's on board one word, I think. You're on board a ship or a car or a truck or a bus or whatever, right? Where was the... So these are some of the other suggestions, right? So August backtracking, something right to Newcastle. Oh, transfixed or touring? Yeah, these, right? Some of these might work. Hang on, I'm looking at the wrong list. Hidden wet indicators. This is more useful. Maybe the reversal indicator is wrong here. Maybe that's what we're getting stuck with backtracking. Let's look at reversal indicators for a sec. Maybe that's our undoing here. It's an across clues. We can't use these ones, the starred, the asterisked clues necessarily, because they are rising. Just something a little bit simpler. Reversal, hidden, right, returned from. That's just nice and simple. So, you know, that might just fix all our problems because this is getting tricky, I think. I don't know. Do we like a more simple sort of indicator situation? We're getting rid of parade here. This is getting messy now, right? We're trying to find something to fit, and this just isn't working. Yeah, I think I'm just going to make a decision and say this is good. Yeah, it's just a bit cleaner. It's a perfectly fine surface. And it just, backtracking was not working because the hidden indicator, we couldn't make it work. Okay, so that was not across which we looked at. So back to this one. Again, I think this is just cleaner, this top bit. So unless there are any strong objections, I'm just going to go with this and say we're happy. It's definitely going to be a multiple charade, which we have. Yep, that's fine. Such a great surface. Counter is fantastic there, really. So good. Doing double duty for the surface and as a reversal indicator. Oh, chef's kiss. Right. So here we go. This one. We had some ideas. This one's going to be a letter bank or a cryptic def of some description. And then the only other one was this one, which really we've got lots of choices. So let's maybe look at fixing this first. So remember, this is... So we could clue this sense of like a feeling. So make sense of. Hey, for the win. I have a stream. A burn is also kind of stream. Oh, really? I never knew that. There's a lot of definitions for burn. Stream. Oh, burn, a small stream. Scottish English. Northern England. That's why I didn't know it. That's why I didn't know it. Okay. Oh, console. Okay, here we go. Interesting. Haha. This could be very clever indeed. Yes. SNES being a console, enemy being a foe. Alright, so that is interesting, very interesting indeed. Let's just make sure we're not going crazy with reversals. We have 3. I'm also looking at the proximity, like, of adjacent, you know, similar clue type. So where are the other reversals, right? 11 across Xenon, that's pretty far away. 24 across Extra, very far away, and 27 across. So I'm fine with doing a reversal here potentially, because that could work really nicely. Let's see, we have to be careful with the reversal indicators we use. So not around, left, okay, westward. Around, left, and westward. I mean, we could even just get rid of and put console enemy, right? And it's a down clue, so we do have a few more options now, where we can use these asterisked indicators, right? Because these are valid only in down clues, you know, depending on your point of view, of course. Caution is advised. Some disagreement on indicators such as returned or in retirement, right? And those are suggestive of upwards motion, are acceptable only for use in down clues. But there's a lot of these such situations. Like a comeback, like a taunt, like a rib. Feeling head over heels. Interesting. That's an interesting situation for a surface. Let's go back to this list. Still more choices. And by no means are any of these lists exhaustive, of course, right? Because anything can be anything you want it if it works. Yeah, I'm thinking this is a very interesting question now. I kind of had in my notes from way back. I'm just going to do this. Right? I had... Where is it? Right, I had this from way back when, right? And you can see the ones that are missing definitions, right? This one, this one, this one, and this one. These are kind of thoughts, you know, as we were coming up with, you know, things. So, you know, some of the words are obvious that we can easily clue them as definitions. This one was tricky, but we kind of made that work. Right, mealtime, costs nothing, right? So, I don't know, if there's anything, if it's not feeling for sense of, what else could we do? That's the question, I think. Because doing sense of, you know, it's make sense of. Suspicion is another one, yeah. So that's probably the only other... feeling and suspicion both avoid the use of the word of, which is nice. There's something absolutely brilliant here brewing. Really, we're all over it. A foe, an enemy. Yeah, there's kind of not much else. And console and console, right? That's the brilliant part of this. The inflection makes it work, right? Because it's a console for the surface. It's a console, right? To like, you know, I'm sorry for the surface, but console for the wordplay. Yeah. So this is the other way around. It's tough, right? Because console enemy is brilliant for surface, but it doesn't... I don't think it's the right order. Which is what I'm struggling with. Because I'm looking at... Right, I'm looking at the letters of this, right? I'm just trying to make it work in my head. I think Tase's question about will this be a defined one? I mean, clearly I think this will be the last such issue that we have regarding that, right? Because we've only got one other clue left, which is burn, and burn is eminently definable. Actually, we've got this one, but we've got all sorts of things here we can look at, no worries. And burn, we've got a million definitions. That's no problem, right? So this is the only one where I'm struggling. I mean, if we can't make this work, like, we had some good stuff here, right? Problem is these things use of, which, I don't know, we're getting a bit repetitive with ofs in here. I feel like we're using of a bit, but maybe we're not. 1, 2, 3, okay. 4. It's only 4 times in the whole puzzle. It's not bad. Okay, so now if we're considering a defless entry, foes, okay. Yeah, I mean, yeah, NES, right? So NES is a console too, right? NES, right? Is that right? I think I've heard of both. Yeah, like Nintendo. So that, okay, maybe that... Feeling or suspicion? I think this is proving tricky. I think let's consider this possibility. Console overturned enemy. In retrospect. Okay. So console or console, right? Yeah, so Taste is looking at a double reversal. Reversing the console, reversing the enemy. Point out figure initially, having name, point suspicion. Enemies console, right? Foes NES. Overturning suspicion. But you don't like the lack of object for console there. Yeah, it's just kind of enemies console, but to what? About what? Regarding what? I mean, there are a bunch of compass points in there, right? There's so many. There's south, east, north, south, and east. There's southeast, north, and southeast, right? There's downright twice. I mean, that's, you know. I don't know. I'm kind of struggling as to where we're trying to work out if it's going to be a def or no def here. Yeah, so southeast of point, out being O, around, name, oh, point out figure initially having name, point, suspicion. We've got so many awesome ideas, we just have to put it all together. Coming round, rivals, console. Yeah, Taste is onto it. This is good. Yep. Yeah, this is it. All right, all that goes away, right? I'm just going to get rid of all of that because we're talking about it currently. Coming round. So, def. And I think the changing the order of wordplay and def won't work as well. And I think if we do this suggestion, we probably need a definition. Yes. Which is senses of, and that doesn't work. But if we change rivals to rival, so foe, and then SNES is being a console, which is fine as far as the wordplay goes, the surface just won't work. All right, coming around, rival just doesn't work. So maybe coming around doesn't work at the start. Let's see. So can we put a reversal here and make that better? Or do we put a possessive apostrophe? So it's you know, if you're my rival, it's your console. It's my rival's console. In which case, this makes no sense here, but we can then change the indicator, put it here. Almost dispatch. Dispatch is send, okay? So SEN minus D. Enemies. Okay, reversal. Def, yeah, so maybe just a partial, because it's either going to be like a double reversal, which Taste was trying before, or... So... Yeah, we've got so many choices here. Right, we've got rival console, which is faux SNES. We got rivals, foes NES. Right. We've got a possessive. The same situation. And now we've got this suggestion. right? Reversal. Right, so it's S, SEN plus reversal foes. And then def. I mean, in this case, we've got flexibility, definitely. The definition could be here. Potentially. Feeling, almost. No, sense. No, okay, the def is here. But the reversal indicator can definitely move around. It can be here. Or at the start. The whole thing's reversed. Right, enemy's console, you know, so... Whew. Wow, tough one. Okay, maybe I need to look at just synonyms of the synonym, potentially. That, you know. Okay, this, right? A notion, an inkling. Okay, this, some of these words might be fantastic, right? A premonition, an idea, impression, right? Idea, impression, premonition. These are all also interesting words to define. A sixth sense, I don't like as that use the word sense. A hunch, a gut feeling. Surely out of this, we can now get something. Impression is interesting. Yeah. Built up enemies, incomplete lair. Oh, nest, right? Interesting. Foes, nest minus T. Bunch of fireworks going off in the background, if you can hear that. And this is the thing, right? When you're doing a crossword, like we're so close to the end, and yet the third last clue is frustrating us, but it's going to be the most brilliant clue if we just combine all these thoughts. So if we use impression, I mean, impression would work here nicely. Ain't that the truth? But it goes to show, right? If you spend time and you get the surface right, it's just way better. Rather than shortchanging. Like, we could have already moved on and start solving Sudokus. I got Sudokus for days lined up. You know? But, you know, we can finish this puzzle in 5 minutes if we look at the next 2 clues and we just get it. Like that, right? But it's worth spending time like this because this is going to be fantastic. How about this? Is this going to be a thing? Let's go back to these reversal indicators. So almost dispatch enemies something impression. twisted impression or something. Fancy. I don't like fancy, I don't think. Okay, so we might have it here with combining those last two thoughts. Impression nearly sent enemies retreating. Nearly sent. Ooh, okay. Right. We then have this situation. Yeah, I mean, we can work on that, right? That's the least of our problems as far as this clue goes. Impression is a really good find. I mean, the clue is absolutely fine like this. I mean, scent, all right? If we want to think about just to be absolutely, completely holistic and comprehensive with this clue, yeah, I would agree, right? You know, because, you know, it's about enemies retreating in the line of battle, in the heart of battle. Right? I'm not sure what else could go there that wouldn't compromise the surface. Or, you know, that would elevate it. It's already very good, I think. I think we spent quite a lot of time on this clue relative to the others, and I do think we're close to finishing. You've got an idea of impression nearly pushed. Okay. Yes, that's the other thing. So this is a fairly long clue. There's a bit going on here. There's a lot of piecemeal parts to this, right? This is an easy clue. Easier. Right, chopped up, you know. You can see letters here, right? A few crosses. This is... So you've got two reasonable clues, but two harder clues. So I think putting this in is fine. I've seen this before where the word is just there. I think as the last... So this is also a good surface. So I guess, on balance, what do we like more? Do we like sent or pushed? Retreating or back? I think putting pushed enemies retreating. No, sent enemies back. Sent enemies back? Alright, this will be the last thing that we look at for this clue. All right, 1, 2, or 3. Everyone, cast your votes in the chat. And then we'll move on, and we're going to do the next. Okay, for the wins coming with another possibility. Enemies retreating after. Interesting. Let's consider that as a... Or, number 4, where we just spend a little bit more time trying to make this work. Premonition, okay. Yep, which absolutely was on that list that we had. I don't think sent enemies retreating, I don't... I like 2 more than 1, I think. I'm trying to work out if 4 is better than either 2 and or 3. So we've got sen, right? CN. So... Impression nearly sent enemies retreating. Impression nearly sent enemies back. Impression nearly pushed enemies back. Ah, oh, man. It's not making life any easier. An idea or belief? Oh, man. Two or 3, you say, with premonition instead of premonition. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of 1. I'm having a hard time with this. Let's put premonition in. Yeah, I think premonition works better for the surface, right? Because premonition is more like a foresight feeling than impression is... Yeah, the premonition and impression both work for sense of. But an impression doesn't really cause enemies to think, but a premonition like, oh, it's Friday the 13th, you know? I don't want to go into battle today because I'm worried about losing my leg because it's a Friday the 13th situation in October or Halloween, whatever. Enemies retreating after projected... Okay, detailed, so get rid of the tail from scent, right? So that would be what we're going for here. Yeah, so... Right, route instead of scent. Yeah, we'd need something more than this. Okay. Alright, we're down to 3 or 4, and Okay, it's been a marathon, but we're down to probably those two choices, I would say. Something very close to that, anyway. Delivered, I don't think works in that. It's not the right tense. Like, delivering would probably be better, but I don't... Okay, well, let's look at... right, well, participle of send, right, for send. So let's look at... So, do any of these words work? Instead of projected, right, or dispatched? Right, so we want enemies retreating after something detailed, premonition, you know. We've used broadcast in the puzzle already earlier, so we don't use that necessarily. Conveyed. All right, let's see. Again, conveyed doesn't work. Conveying, but that's sending. No. So hard to get the right word. Right, because this is send, we want sent. We want the past participle. Right, the past tense. Mailed. Enemies retreated after someone conveyed a detailed. Okay, so A you don't need, right? A would confuse people, so I would just get rid of A. Enemies retreated after someone conveyed detailed premonition. Yeah. Yeah, retreating, retreated. Retreating after conveyed. Okay, so back on the retreating train. You're back to 3 with sent. This is great. Yeah, it's interesting. Yeah, we had sent in there for ages. So maybe just a simple thing is having the word in there when the clue's so hard to make perfect. Retreating behind. Okay. Yes. Behind after still works. With sent it reads so much better than routes or anything else, yeah. This possibility is showing promise though. Enemy retreating behind unfinished post. Okay. Enemies, foes, retreating reversal. Behind, after. Going second in the clue. Unfinished post, sent. In premonition. Alright. I think in the interest of time... Which words are you saying is not right? In? Premonition of? Yeah. Yeah, done. Let's do that. Yep. Incomplete, any better than unfinished? We just can't finish this clue. It's a chronic problem. Unfinished. And now it's a premonition. I think unfinished post is send. Yeah. Yeah, you're posting a parcel, you're sending a parcel, yeah. Yeah, I mean, the surface that I get from this is that it's like a wooden post that's not finished. I think unfinished is better than incomplete, in my opinion. Yeah, unfinished. Done. think we're beyond done with that. So reversal. Deletion. Okay. So that's good. Marathon to get there. But yes, let's now look at this. We had this, all sorts of stuff happening here. Now, I think the only question here is, do we want to put in the clue is pepper dip. I'll just leave it there in the middle. Do we want to put a new type of clue to this list? Namely a letter bank, which is pride, which is great. Or do we want a cryptic def with something like this? Right, this seems too much, you know, like a pepper and then crashes a dip. You know, I kind of like a shorter one. So we've only got one cryptic def, so we could do a cryptic def. So Xenon was our cryptic def, which is a nice one, which was around 54, right? So O is none, X is Xenon, right? So it's X, none, reversed. Around none, X, and 54 is the atomic number of Xenon, so that's tricky, hence the question mark. Pepper. I mean, I do like the letter bank idea. If that's the drawback that you feel, then I think, given that we spent so much time on the other clue, let's... And we already have a cryptic def, but we don't have a letter bank. And a letter bank is a rare clue type, but it is something that can work nicely. We've definitely got, you know, something here, right, that we can work with. Right, and the pepper dip, it's a dressing, like it's, you know, a dip, right? You dip a cracker in it. Or it's a spread, right? Dip is a spread. So pride, elements, that's your letter bank indicator. Repeated, no, elements. Okay, elements repeated. Fancy, and again, dressing. Yes. Right, and the surface there is very clear. It's a Pride Festival, one of the elements of which is repeatedly dressing in fancy costumes. Right? That's good. Do we have any other suggestions? I'm inclined to just really move on quite quickly to the bird, the last clue, because we spent so long on the last one. If anyone's got anything better or otherwise, speak now, but I reckon I'm just happy enough to move on. And move on to the last clue and get it done. So I'm going to do that. If anyone has things. Repeated? Yeah. So this is the only thing. So let's ponder about that while we look at the last one, which is burn. You want to do repeated, fancy, pride, dressing. Both work. Yeah, there are very particular indicators for a letter bank, right? Very particular indicators. Repeated probably doesn't do enough because it's the elements of pride that are repeated. Reused, yeah, increasing. So reused here. So I think we'd probably put reused in that case here. But I think this is better. Capital R here. For cryptic grammar. Yeah, words like elements, ingredients, right, these sorts of words. Yeah, I like this a little more. Multiply. Yeah. Oh, interesting. Multiply. Yeah, right. That's tricksy. I think reused is fine. Yeah, I think let's go with reused. Okay, burn. Here we go. Last one. Home stretch. All those things can be burned. And we had FTWW mentioned burns a stream, right? Way back when, I think. I have to go back a long way. So we've got stream, but that's sort of UK slang, if we went down that path. Right, it's a short word. We've got two hiddens, end, 3 down, and bring about, 14 down. We've got one reverse hidden, 9 across, noted, which is ride to Newcastle. A reverse hidden probably won't work as well. Hidden would be something like XXXB, like the little city of N. But we could just get another double def or a cryptic def, you know, because we've got so many possible definitions here. You know, torch. You know, like put something on fire. Injury is a burn, like a, you know, chemical burn. Right? Burning a CD, an insult, a burn. So we could probably get 2 definitions out of that. like set fire to stream. You know, something like that could work nicely. Set fire to, you burn, and a stream is a burn. Question is, burn being slaying is pretty tough. Set fire to is a fair extra definition. This is a fairly tough clue because we've got a recursive reference to 3 down being end. This one is an anagram, right, of this, and it's Byzantine. So this is harder, this is less hard. So that's a suggestion that I have for a double def. Any other thoughts? Incinerate. Body's head, okay. Rub up. Okay, so reversal. There's also this. This is also something I've just seen. Right? Auburn without AU. So, what colour is auburn? Auburn is reddish brown. Okay. You know? So, we could do a colour-ish situation. Alright, in gold, AU, that's a very common cryptic crossword situation. Flame is, oh, yes. Yes, 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 yes. This is it. Yeah, that's the winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Yeah, probably. Yeah. Whereas burn fire is definitely closer. That's another deletion, which is fine. So we have 6 deletions, but I'm going to show you the list one more time here. I'll put it here now. As you can see, they're kind of spaced out. So it's a little bit smaller. And I'll put it here. I do need a little bit more. There, yep. So the deletions are here. I'm just going to have to just across for a sec. Okay, side minus E. So I'm looking just at the grouping. So deletions are there. Here. So those two. These two. And these two. So it's kind of 3 separate groupings, I think. So that's good. I actually think that's fine. So plenty of charades, as you'd expect. Lots of words can substitute for other words. Like post, send, right? There's 7 anagrams. That's quite okay. A few containers, 6 deletions, but grouped, you know, fine, spread out apart. Enough, not all clumped in one section of the grid. A few hiddens, a reverse hidden, some reversals, a spooner, a cryptic, a double, homophone, cycling. This is good. So that is fine. Tash is thinking about flame. Okay. Flame works better for the surface, and if you're happy that Collins suggests it's a verb, the house flamed all night. Yeah, and I'm happy then. Yeah. Cool. Alright, so let's go through all the clues one last time. Okay, so article the, probing inside, non-fossil fuel, hybrid, anagram, leaving nothing out, so 0 out, right? No definition here. Okay, we decided on August's returned from, right to Newcastle, reverse hidden. Okay. Company, Inc. Incorporated. Documents, ID. State, North Carolina. Earbuds initially, all around energy, broken by frequency. Okay. X, none, reversal. 54, atomic number. Anagram of generals, to get mushrooms, like proliferate, chopped up. TA, teaching assistant. Not finishing quote, so cite, almost. By American US, historian. Burst of raspy shouts, happy with that. Payments, wages. At the banks, left. So banks, the edges are left, gone. For days, there's an age. Loosen up, playing, anagram. Striking piano, get rid of P. Music genre, deaf. Act evil for the audience. So act is play, evil is sin. For the audience, homophone. No deaf, 2 of 4. Is every, all, / one me. Is all me. Around T, down. It's all me, being self-centered. X, old. Art, reversal, painting left. So painting perhaps is art. Left, reversal, in a cross clue. Performer acting speechless, like an extra, so no dialogue. Immature, unripened. 1 in French, un. Force, rip, joins, juxtaposition. End, 3 down, recursive reference, around England. So, immature, so 1 in French, force, 3 down, around England. 1 with degree goes westward. To move is go, right? Degree goes westward, comes AM. To move is go. Byzantine of all this is an anagram. No def, 3 or 4. Okay, now to the down clues. An in, exterior, in ext, reversal not is counter. Circular. No def, 4 or 4. So we've got 4 out of 15 themed entries that are not defined. Charade, Titan, IC. Hidden. Goaltender, hidden. Guards. I, unravels. Anagram. Blanket is deaf, universal. Logical, but the soldier GI is exiting. Pub is a local. Anagram of racer yelled because it's drifting. This helps if you're over the hill. So aged care. Like elderly care. This one we spent ages on tonight. Premonition, feeling of enemies, foes, retreating, reversal, after, unfinished post. Spare is free. Reef is a key and it's cycling, so F from last to first. Like spare me, free me. Okay, just straight up cycling clue. Mountain area, Alp, A. Inside nations, countries. Founding father is national paths. Question mark, as it's founding fathers of America, right? Create, bring about. Fragment of hidden. Beautiful hidden across 4 words. Beautiful. Pride, letter bank, elements, letter bank indicator. Anagram indicator. Def. Mortar is grout. IC. O, that tricky thing. Grout O. Outgrow. Twin. Inside. East. Northeasterly. Ignition. Launch. Without A. So no A. Source of fuel. Question mark. Right. Because it's not like a coal or an oil. It's food. Fuel. Right. So not the first thing you think of when you think of fuel necessarily. We just looked at this one. All burn minus gold. And double def. An air about it, a quality about it, and a tune's an air musical thing. I think that's fantastic. Truly. It's taken us 4 streams to get there. But I'm very happy with that. Any ideas before we finish up and move to Sudokus? Taste us in with the 15A suggestion. Not finishing. Failing to finish. And again, this is where we can, you know, take a moment just to say, okay, can the surface be better? You're probably right, I would say. With these sorts of things, I always ask myself, what's the image that is conjured in my head? So I'm picturing a teaching aide, right, assistant, at the front of a class, they're reading a quote and they lose their train of thought, they have a mental blank. So we had not finishing, or we could put failing to finish. Don't know. I think both are okay. You're like failing to finish. Okay. Yep, we can do failing to finish. All right, any other thoughts? I'm just going to check that all of these ones have the pattern correct. We looked at this. 4-3, 3-4, 5-2, 2'1, 3-2, 3-2-3-7, 2-4-2-2, 8-3, 6-3, 7-4, 5-2, and 5-5. Yep, that's correct. All right, awesome. I think I'm going to call it there as far as this puzzle goes. Mammoth effort, but awesome stuff. And now it's time to transition. And we're going to do a bunch of Sudokus. 6, in fact, to finish. Cool. So, let me do a few things then. All right. So, I will see if I can find someone to stream solve this for us. If you know anyone who hasn't seen these streams and maybe is a streamer or would like to solve it on stream, that'd be fantastic. Please let me know in any various Discord, or DM me on Discord, or whisper me a Twitch. But for now, I'm going to save that, and we'll just quickly make sure we're happy with this. The title, we just need to finalize that, and just the instructions. Give it a sec to load. Okay. Okay. 15 themed answers, 4 which are lacking definitions. This part of solving to determine which answer themed and which 4 are lacking definitions. Okay, cryptic, so that's fine. Just the title, right? So lost time or timeless. Which does give the theme away a bit, so I don't know if I love that exactly, but... Any other thoughts on that? I mean, lost time works better than timeless because... Well, yeah. 17 less. Okay, interesting. And this is a very short clue with 2 crossing letters. This one's a themed one, but it's a very gettable clue, right? Anagram. This one is a bit trickier. This one's short. Do we have to do a question mark then? If... I mean, we could put this here equally, right? Theme. And give this a different title. Ooh, time to go. Okay, that's cute. I like that. Too busy. Oh, too busy is brilliant. That's great. Oh, that's so good. Not having time. That's so good. That's perfect. And then when you cotton on with what's happening, you'll really appreciate this thing. And I think putting 17 less question mark. Sorry, I didn't want to click that. Just clues you into, okay, so it's 17 less, it's ageless, and you're too busy, you don't have enough time, ageless, timeless. That will get you there, I think. I think that's good now. Yeah. I think I'm happy with that. That's really clever. And let's just confirm that we have, yeah, 4 deathless and 15 themed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, national pastime, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Did I miss one? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, burn. Burn time, thank you, 15. Yep, perfect. Done. We are so done. Amazing. All right. I was hoping it would take about 2 hours, a bit longer than 2. It's not bad. We did spend ages on 7 down, so yeah. Sweet. All right, brilliant. So I am now going to log out of that. And I'm going to get rid of a bunch of these windows, which you don't need anymore. This can all go away. We are going to go here and this one. And it's Sudoku time. Cool. So, 6 Sudokus here. And we'll probably leave it there, I think. Okay. So, these are puzzles from round 4 of 2022 World Puzzle Federation Sudoku GP. Hosted by France and authored by none other than Ed Lebeau, who is better known in the Sudoku community as Sudoku. They have their own YouTube channel. Please check them out. They are amazing, to say the least. Lots of great videos on Sudokus and puzzles. And if you know about their channel, you'll know that canard is the French word for duck. And hey, we have a duck in our midst. So that's why I'm starting with this classic, worth 18 points. Warm-up puzzle. Let's go. We know how to do Sudokus. 7 goes here. 3 goes here. 5, 9 pair. Easy start. It's now 3 by Sudoku. Box 3 goes here. Oh, this is a septuple. Screaming us in the face. 6, 9 pair. 1's not here, 1's not here. Eight clearly isn't here in row 3, it's here. 2, 6, we know the order because of this 6. What's this? 1, 4, 5. 4 and 5 can never be here. 5, 9 pair, that's never 5. 4 and 9. And 1 and 2. So that's a neat start. The top 3 rows are basically done. Where do we look next? Yes, column 2 is very excellent. We can fill that. Column 2 is a very good place to look, right? Because it's 1, 3, and 6. Now, 1 by Sudoku only has 1 spot. 6 is never here. And that column's done. 2's by Sudoku are very friendly. Now, these 4s do work. 3, 7 are never here. They're here with the 3 going here. And an 8 finishing box 5. This is a triple of 5 at 9. 5 is never here. And we may as well just finish this quad. 6 and 5 and 1 and 6 can be eliminated by Sudoku. Six actually only has one spot left in this box. We have a 5-9 pair, 1. And together with these ones and this one goes here. 1 goes there, and the last one goes there. Now the 2s will do some work for us. All these 2s. 2s are also done. It's going well. Eight, 9, 7 goes here. Okay. 3, 3, 3. 7, 8, 9. 7 is clearly not here. 8, 9 pair. 7's here. That one. 6, 8, 9 triple, not a 6. 8, 9 pair. That's never 9. 6, 9, 8. 8. Beautiful. Just bounces back to the pair we just found. This bounces down. 7, 9 pair. 5 and 6 are never here. They're forming a pair here. And again, just like we had the situation with the other pair, the 3, 7 pair here, with 3 not being here, this 6 in the pair is not here. It's here. 5 goes next door, and 4 in the middle of them. 7 and 9. 4, 7, 9, but never 7. And again, we get another pair. And again, we're going to get this bouncing around where the 9s are going to resolve situations here. Because 7, 9 looking up, 4, 9 looking down, 4. This 9's never here, it's here. In this row, 9 is not here, it's here. 9 looking across here. 9's doing all the heavy lifting here. 8, because 5 and 7 are in this row. 5 or 7, take your pick. And then one final work for the 9. 1 down, 5 to go. We're warmed up. Good one. Really enjoyable classic, that. And it's hard to make an enjoyable classic with relatively few points, I would say. And that was 1. I really enjoyed that. You know, the 3, 7 pair, this 3 resolving where it went, leaving 8 in the box there. The 5, 7, sorry, the 5 and 6 with this 6 resolving 6 here, this 5 here, and the 4 in the middle. Really good. And 9's doing lots of work. So, nice one. Right. Onwards to variants. This is diagonal, worth 31 points. So, stepping up just a little in difficulty, nothing major. But a really cool little sort of boxed in setup. And let's go. Classic first. Well, this is only ever one value by Sudoku, right? All the other digits cannot be except 4. And then we've got a few 4s on the grid. This 4 and this 4 is not here. This 4 and this 4 and this 4. That's more helpful. So now we got a 4 somewhere here. These 4s are doing heavy lifting. Ah, that's nice. 4's now on the diagonal here. So it's never here. Down to 3 spots there. Don't think we can do much more with that. 8's here. 8's here. Okay, well, we can do a bit of Sudoku in box 6 on 5 and 6. This is 2 or 3. Those cannot be 3 or 4. Two, 5, 6, 7. Okay, there's still a lot of possibilities. Maybe we should look at these corners just to be sure. You're looking at 5s in box 7. Oh, yes. Similar to these 4s. We've got a very cool setup of 5s doing the same thing. And that's useful because it's on the diagonal. And we've got a lot of 5s, yes. 5s are a great spot to look. Because now 5 is never here. 5's not here, 5's not here. So 5's on the other diagonal, the negative diagonal. And that's going to have implications for 5 in this box, because it's pointing this way, giving a pointing of 5's there. And now 5 in this box. That's all the 5's that we can do. We've looked quite a lot at 4's. I'm going to go back and just pencil mark these corners by Sudoku. Oh yes, this is a 6. Look at this. It's been staring us in the face for ages. Cannot be any of these digits by Sudoku. 1's ruled out by a diagonal. Only a 6. And now look at this. We got a 5-6 pair on the diagonal in box 7. Beautiful. Now we can look at 6 a bit more in this situation.